weather report said it was just going to rain, so I didn't think about it much. I decided to focus on having fun with my friends after school before my orchestra concert, the final one of my sophomore year. The best part was we were playing with the Fairfax Symphony. The sky grew darker and darker as my friends and I sat on the floor of the orchestra room, joking around and laughing hysterically. Little did we know that this simple rainstorm approaching Langley High School was something far bigger than any of us could imagine. Amidst our laughter and silliness, the voice of our principal crackled over the loudspeaker. He told us that severe weather was on the way and that no one was to leave the building. My friends and I were confused. We thought that was a little extreme, since it looked like a small thunderstorm. We didn't have much time to ponder, though, as one of my friends got a text from her mom saying she was here to pick her up. We decided to walk towards the parking lot to meet her, still laughing away, the principal's ominous warning out of mind. In a short instant, everything went black. People screamed, and we ran to the window. Outside was a rainstorm the likes of which I had never seen. Rain was coming out of the sky by the bucketload, and trees were blowing violently in the wind. Amazed by the storm, I could barely hear the administrators telling everyone to move into the next hall. After being herded into the hallway like cattle, I sat down with my friends in the dark, the occasional flashlight by a teacher and the glow of people's cell phones being the only sources of light. I began to panic. What about my big brother, my mom, my little brothers, my dad? I went to call him, but remembered I had left my phone at home the night before. Cursing my own stupidity, I borrowed my friend's phone and called my big brother. He had managed to escape after the principal's announcement. Adding frustration to my panic, I hung up and called home. My mom informed me that she and my younger brothers were home and safe, though the house was without power. Meanwhile, the administrators weren't allowing anyone to leave. To make matters worse, my friend's mom was still in the parking lot. The lightning striking all around her made her refuse to leave her car, despite my friend's continuous pleas. After several minutes, she came in, but we still couldn't leave. Now the real concern came to me. What of my concert? This was the final one of the year. The Fairfax Symphony would be performing with us. Somehow in the confusion, I found my teacher and asked him, my voice cracking several times as I did. He said we would probably have to cancel. Even worse, we might not be able to reschedule. My teacher borrowed my friend's phone to call the Fairfax Symphony conductor as we walked back to the orchestra room. We began to talk more seriously about canceling, but before anything official could be made, my friend's mom packed me up and took me home. I didn't want to leave. I wanted to help. I wanted this concert to go on. I was willing to perform on a stage lit only by a few flashlights if that's what I had to do to perform at the Fairfax Symphony. But there was nothing I could do. We drove home. The rain was gone, but we had to weave our way in and out of downed trees and power lines. We didn't talk much on the way back. The laughter and silliness seemed like a distant memory. The only word spoken that I remember was of one of my friends announcing that the concert was canceled after receiving a text message. I would have been more upset had I not been so nervous. Would we really not be able to reschedule? My mind was buzzing with questions, so much so that when I walked in my house, I felt like a shell of a person. All I could think about was what would happen if they couldn't reschedule. The next day, Thursday, I got word that the concert had been rescheduled for Saturday. That was the moment that I became human again. I still have the program from that concert. I keep it in my violin case. Whenever I look at it, so many feelings come rushing back to me. Panic, fear, anxiety, disappointment. But I like to think that I learned something. I think that whole crazy experience taught me to be a little more flexible and to not freak out at last-minute changes. All I have to say is, I never thought I learned something like that from a simple rainstorm.